Well, we have travel to the Chamber of Sins. Can I get around? No, it's probably still blocked off over here. Yeah, I thought leaving the area would work fine. Yeah, it should have. Honestly, that entire quest is kind of dumb, because even if you've already completed it, it still tracks everybody's progress. Could be designed better, but whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get into the door up here, but I think I'm locked. Jeez. Somebody found a fight. Big old fight. Including a weird dumb crab looking thing. Weird dumb crab looking thing that has almost nothing. Okay, yeah, let's go check this, but I think I'm out of luck. Okay, yeah, can't go here. So I guess we're gonna go back to the crossroads. And then we'll go finish this off. I mean, this is going pretty fast, which is good. That's... it's an interesting perspective. I've been, not toying, I've been struggling with this for a little while. So I've spoken repeatedly during this series, actually. About, like, the idea of, like, sponsored videos, or something that I've talked about kind of unkindly lately. And I've been thinking about it. I mean, it actually makes a lot of sense why YouTubers would do sponsored videos. I guess I've been getting, like, an insane amount of sponsorship requests from, like, mobile developers lately, and I'm like, I'm not entirely sure I wanna cut down my content to that degree to cover... Oh, those are... I like Minion Masters, but, like, damn, is it not hard to figure out exactly who owns what. Oh, and Chamber of Sin. Nice. But somebody's asking.
A place of soiled dreams. I'll have to tread carefully here.
But so I've gotten a lot of like requests to do mobile footage as like a sponsored series, and like I can't. There's no way I could actually make that like super interesting. And so I was kind of looked down on YouTubers and media people that like go out of their way for sponsored content. For me, a sponsored thing would be a company I already like sponsoring me to, you know, keep doing a thing or something like that. I don't know. Somebody wants to send me like a really nice chair, I will shill the hell out of that chair if it's comfortable. But only if it's comfortable. Otherwise, I'd probably send it back. Be like, you know, I can't, in good conscience, do this because it's just weird and wrong and it's fake. But it kind of comes down to the same thing as like what I was complaining about with the whole Shadow of War thing. Oops, I guess I'll keep with the party. The whole Shadow of War thing was super, you know, problematic for me because it really does feel like penny pinching. And on one hand, I kind of actually understand why developers want to do this. You know, make that extra money so they can, you know, keep developing their game or, you know, become a bigger studio so they can make more games and stuff like that. I don't know, I always have the hardest time, like, figuring out what the like, proper balance has to be for those things, because you can't just, like, put out a sponsored video and be like, yeah, this is fine. You have to, like, make sure it's up to your own spec of quality, otherwise your channel starts to degrade. Or, you know, the free-to-play stuff, like Fortnite. Really like Fortnite. It's a great game that is completely marred by the fact that it's, like, super broken free-to-play. To the point where it's not actually fun for anybody. And that sucks. And I don't know how to, like, reconcile those things in my brain, because, like, how do you make a game that is that good and that bad in the same, like, setup? Because, yeah, it's fun, super fun, but it's not worth playing. And I feel like we're actually losing a lot of, like, potentially masterpiece level games because of what I can naively account to, like, corporate greed. Always, like, bugs me, because I know that, like, But if they do this and they like do these like gambling things, they do get more money. I guess when I think back on it and like just kind of loop back to the same topic, Shadow of War. Sure, they might make a bunch of extra money with these like dumb cash boxes. If you don't know, Shadow of War is adding, you know, gambling effectively as a way of getting loot, which is obnoxious. It's bad. Hello.
Inquisitor. If you attempt to transmogrify a virtue gem without the proper mental preparation, you will be a puppet master working strings made of vipers. Remember, these gems are phantasms in crystalline form, alive, with volitions inscrutable. Master conscious dreaming, as I instructed you. Your death would mean little to me, Malagano. It's what your demise could unleash that concerns me. Malachi.
So, looping back to the Shadow of War, I'm gonna be beating this whole, like, free-to-play, pay-to-win dog as dead as I possibly can, because I keep pointing at this game as, like, a perfect example of how to actually make a pay-to-win game that does great. But, like, looping back on Shadow of War, I guess ultimately when it comes down to it, sure, they're gonna get a bunch of extra money, but is it worth the cost for the rest of us? Because the idea of, like, Shadow of War, the Shadow of Mordor 3, effectively, if that comes out and it's got even, like, they double down on gambling, why bother? Nobody should want to play that. And I guess that's the point that should, I guess I'm trying to make here? I don't know. Whatever. I have not done enough research or, like, really know enough. I'm just sitting based on, like, basic personal opinions and couch commentary for couch analysis of studios that are larger and wiser than me. I guess I'm just thinking about the Horse Armor DLC. It's something that was super panned when it first came out, and now DLC is the way to go for almost everything. Expansion packs have disappeared in favor of, you know, downloadable content. And to be fair, a lot of downloadable content is just an expansion pack. But there is definitely, like, some shitty DLC out there. And some shitty DLC practices. But, you know, when Horse Armor first became a thing, everybody, like, panned it, being like, this is, you know, the worst thing since, Daikatana for gaming and whatnot. And now it's the industry standard, and I'm always worried that we're gonna have these, like, super grindy, I'm always worried we're gonna have these, like, super grindy, Skinner box gambling loot box games rolling through AAA, and it will just, like, choke the entire industry out. Because imagine if every game was like Fortnite, or every game was like, you know, Shadow of War. How much would you really want to play any of them? That wouldn't. I really would not want to do that. That would be awful. That'd be the worst. I mean, the nice part is we've got the indie market to more or less counterbalance everything. If the AAA goes belly up, guess who's gonna fix it?
The path to justice is slender and perfidious, fraught with missteps of ambition and despair, egotism and doubt. Should you choose this road, beware those who would waylay your hopes and disembowel your dreams. Remain sure and remain true.
Oh, shit. I was not paying attention. Let's try that again. Ouch. Yeah, these saw blades hurt. Oh, I see. So I can trap myself in. That's silly. Yeah, I gotta pay a little bit more attention here. Because I can't just run through this totally willy-nilly. I mean, it could, but it'd be dumb. Luckily, those guys are more or less just flipping every switch for me. So I don't actually have to puzzle here.
There is a fine line between consideration and hesitation. The former is wisdom, the latter is fear.
So you hate grinding, but you love Warframe. See, there's kind of a difference between grinding and not. Warframe, I feel like kind of teeters on the edge, and I think the main reason why I like Warframe is because it's relatively well made. Warframe being like an inherently grindy multiplayer experience, multiplayer, not multiplier. Sorry, for whatever reason, I just immediately started erring on trying to say Markiplier, which is dumb. But like Warframe is a. If every game was like Warframe, I think I would also hate it. But since Warframe exists in this kind of small vacuum, I don't mind it so much. You know, if every game was like Fortnite, I think it'd be a problem. Every game being like, Orb of Fusing? I don't know. Every game being like Fortnite would be a problem because nobody would get anything done. Warframe's a little bit easier because you can still get stuff done. The grind never felt too bad for me, but maybe that's because I generally skipped all the like extremely painful bits and mostly have just focused on the characters and guns that I like, and then just don't care about anything else. But yeah, I guess if you're really trying to like 100% Warframe, that would be a serious problem. For me, like Shadow of War is specifically like a single-player, story-focused, you know, action RPG. And the idea of throwing in gambling and Skinner boxes gets a little bit weird. I guess the reason why I like Warframe is because there's no gambling boxes. I hate gambling boxes. They're the worst thing ever. Like, yeah, with Warframe there are like I guess the keys you go into, and they've got like a set drop rate, and you can get like maybe a really good item if you run a thing a number of times. But that doesn't feel like those gambling boxes, because you're not like able to buy like a shit ton of them. You actually have to put in the time and the effort to like run through a mission. And generally, you can also like boost your chances of getting a rare thing, which generally feels better to me. I don't know. Is Piety gonna show up again, or is that something else? Oh yeah, there she is.
Does nothing clench that proud jaw of yours, duelist? Do share your secret with me sometime.
But yeah, so with Warframe, because you're always specifically... Oh, hello.
It slaughtered everyone! Help me!
With Warframe, you're specifically actively working towards, like, singular goals at a time. It doesn't feel so bad. I've never really liked, say... But let's go back to Fortnite, seeing as Fortnite is rather recent. What the hell is this thing? It's like a medieval torture wagon. What? I don't know.
I bequeath this transmuter device to you, Inquisitor Maligaro, in recognition of your devotion to our sublime art. May it be the chariot that conveys your dreams into reality. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate to the Empire.
Okay. Talk to Helena. Oh, Helena. Probably back this direction. With Warframe, you're always going for like a specific goal in mind. So, say you find like a good gun. You farm the parts for it, you make the gun. After that, you can form it, and so on and so forth. And it's a very direct, and like you kind of know what you're doing. With Fortnite, I want a Mystic Ninja. How am I going to get that Mystic Ninja?
A creation of Meligaro's called the Baleful Gem. It's nearby, and it's something that heartless bitch must never get her hands on. You have it already. Thank innocence. All right, take it to the Esmeri village by the river. I'll meet you there. For my days with the Ebony Legion are done.
So with Fortnite, for example, I want the Mystic Ninja. How do I get it? I get it through gambling boxes. How do I get gambling boxes? Well, I either have to grind an insane amount just to get one, or I have to buy them with real money. And that's kind of where that's the sticking point for me. Where is she? Oh, she's right here, maybe.
The Oriathan girl. She is alive. She wants to stay with us, not to go back to her people. I say we take her traitor's heart to the chief. Ask that the warriors in black leave us be. I sleep less, but no more, thanks to you. Helena gave me these. Use it, or cast it away. I do not care. I have no time for Helena's breed of peace.
Okay, so we got Herald of Ash. Grants a buff providing fire damage based on your physical damage. Well, you have this buff. If you kill an enemy with an attack, other enemies near them will be burned based on overkill damage. Ooh, boy, that's cool. Cast time 1 second. Duration 2 seconds, though. That's kind of butts. Hi? Oh, hi. That is a damn good axe that I'm not going to be able to use for a bit. How do we get that? Ah, Blackguard reward. Okay, Enduring Cry. Endurance charges proportional to the number of enemies, granting life generation. Frenzy. Frenzy might be the most interesting thing. You got Herald of Frost itself. Herald of Ash is a toggleable effect. Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm going to try Herald of Ash then. That sounds way more interesting.
Going?
Okay, let's get rid of Glacial Hammer for that. I can't do it until now. What is my next quest? Oh, right. Talk to Helena.
I gave the Ebony Legion my faith and my loyalty, and it offered me nothing but fear and death in return. Thank you for freeing me from both. I have nothing to give you but my gratitude and my knowledge. I know you have no use for the former, so let's hope the latter makes up for it. Piety would have concurred with Eramir's theory about that northwestern ruin. The Val were a powerful civilization predating even the Eternal Empire, and Piety very much wanted to see what toys the Val might have left for her to play with behind those stone doors. Yet we couldn't budge them, not with that giant of a tree holding them fast in her roots. You now carry a cure to that problem, or rather a useful illness. Use the spike to inject the Baleful gem's calibric extantia into the roots. One day soon, Piety will find her way into that ruin. You need to get there first. Journey well.
Okay, so I'm just going to drop off all of these. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to grab all of my vials. We're going to put them into Stash Tab 4. That way they're not clogging up the main Stash tab, and I know what to do. Because that way I can drop off all these, you know, useful things. I don't know what Wither is, but that's probably not that helpful for what I'm doing right now. Let's see. Let's put away Cleave for the time being. I'm not entirely sure where when I'm going to be using that. Let's see. Is it Alt? Is it Shift? Is it Control? Is it right click? Is it Control right click? Alt right? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I don't need 20 portal scrolls. I guess I really don't need many at all. I'm just gonna put 20 in here. Oops. What is this? Spell Totem support. I don't even know if I can use that. I'll put away Lacerate. Don't know what the Apex is. Baleful Gem. Glacial Hammer. I'll hold on to that. And this is a cool axe that I cannot use for the next 18 levels, give or take. Actually, let's grab my equipment. Okay, so potions and stuff are all going to be here. I wish this game actually had like a sort inventory. Let's put weapons on this tab. This seems like a general area. I want to challenge Wander. I don't really like PvP that much. Maybe when I'm built for it. Once I hit endgame, I could be interested. But right now, the idea of like challenging me to PvP is just going to slow me down. I want to get to the end of this game. I don't want to just be fighting people. So we want to travel to the wetlands. Is this the... No, that's Chamber of Sin. So the wetlands. So we're going through into that dungeon that we couldn't get into earlier. There we go. Enter the Vol Runes. And I'm all good. How do I... Oh, so it just lasts. And it just... And it just reserves my mana for it. Awesome. I wonder if you can you stack all of the heralds? Because if you can stack like all of the herald things, that's super cool, and I will 100% do that. I assume you can only be Herald of one thing at a time. I just remember in Grim Dawn you could stack multiple of them. You can stack them. Oh. I assume being Herald of everything is not actually like a viable strategy. Only leave you with a certain amount of your mana. Yeah, it's true. If I could sustainably, like, generate mana whenever I want, that'd be great. Am I, like, huge? Is it, oh, it's the buff going on right now. I was like, why am I so freaking large right now? And the answer is, it's whatever this is. Yeah, massive shrine. I feel like I'm really sluggish, though. No idea. Is my Herald slung? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But yeah, just to finish off the rant on it. I guess for me, it just feels like with Warframe, you can specifically like go out of your way to get a specific thing. With games like Fortnite and potentially Shadow of War, you're just throwing money at a situation until you get something good, and I don't like that in games. I don't like leaving RNG to be the only reason why like I'm doing well. I mean, I guess that's true of games like this, but it's RNG when it comes to like real money. RNG with real money is I'd actually rather they just sell me the specific item itself. Like I hated it in Diablo 2 actually. The stupid like real money auction house where you could actually spend money on like on the sword that you wanted. My dad sold some items through it. Actually cost me money because of the stupid fees. Because I was the only one with a PayPal, which I was not happy with him about, but like whatever, it was like 20 cents. But I despised that system because it was just like, that's not okay, but at least it's better than just like cash boxing your way to get everything. I don't know. Let's see, have I ever played Path of Exile before? This is the farthest I've ever gotten. So this is the extent of what I know about Path of Exile. I've just never gotten the chance to. Well, I mean, I've always had the chance. I've just never had the will to finish it off. Man, I don't even know who I'm hitting. Let's see. Anything here specifically useful? Superior mirror arrow? Yeah, that's not useful to me. I mean, but I don't really get a choice half the time. Let's get down here. I will say having a minion master on the team is both awesome because it definitely does like kind of make getting through this easier. On the other hand, it completely makes it impossible for me to tell like I should be attacking this because I really have no idea. Especially because all the minions look like zombies and stuff. Oh, we've got 2 summoners. Oh, we do. Yeah, because I forgot I recruited Acleon as well. Yeah, the problem is the minions don't stand out. I rather liked the minions in, oh, put on enemy health bars. I forgot I didn't even have that on. Okay, UI. Ah, show life mana levels. That's probably not it. Ah, here we go. Mini life bars on enemies. Yeah, that should help. Is there a door? Or that's just a random dead end. That's confusing. But yeah, I really liked the minions in Guild Wars 1. They were kind of slow and boring and weren't really that useful. But they always stood out. Even the Necromancer ones, like, looked completely different from the enemies most of the time. But I specifically played a Ritualist, and it was super easy to tell, like, yeah, that is most definitely, like... How do I... Oh, I can just pull this up. Awesome. Can I pull it out? No, I can't. Well, that's fine. Extra physical damage, extra armor. I'll take it. But so you ended up with these like little blue ghosty things, and it was impossible to mistake that for like anything else. It's just like, oh yeah, that is most definitely, you know, Wander's summons. Okay, this is helpful though. Oh.
God has glorious plans for us today. You ready, Exile? Any moment now, this holy spot's going to be buried in filth. The corrupted will pour in here, bent on eclipsing anything and everything that has been touched by divinity. I hope you're good with a shovel, Exile. Glory to the...
I mean, these are spiders. I'm not entirely sure where you're getting filth from, but alright. Yeah, those health bars are helping. Gives me a chance to aim. Unfortunately, they're dying real fast, so I feel like my Sunder might not be making it there in time. Oh well. I mean... I was kind of expecting bringing people on is going to, kind of make things weird, especially people that are higher level than me. This is just a mess of special effects, too.
And thus, the Holy is restored, piece by bloody piece. Vol of Thebros was just a shadow of what you'll become, Crusader. You keep on this path and God will see to that. So you and I need to talk the next time you're in town. God has plans for you, my friend. Yes, he does indeed.
Radio. Yeah, I gotta get some melee attack speed on my Sunder, because it is slow. I guess I can always go ahead a little bit. Yeah, the other problem that I'm specifically dealing with is these guys are starting to get some shields. Combo that with the fact that everything gets a whole mess of bonus HP because I'm playing with 4 people. Small wonder I'm going to get, I'm not going to be nearly as powerful as I was earlier. Vol Orb. I've never looked into that. Hello, Ancient Seal. Well, this seems like an absolutely terrible idea. I just summoned Satan. Or Cthulhu.
Well, this can't be good.
Cthulhu Satan? Of course, everybody's going that way. I should probably catch up to them before they go off and kill a boss without me. Whee! So I was playing, something online. Man, how have I already forgotten? I don't even know how I've already forgotten. Wait, this is go to the northern forest. Oh, I guess that's what we want to do. Is the darkness permanent? I don't know. Can I do a slash played? 8 hours, 27 minutes, and 36 seconds. Though, most of those were starting and restarting this game, so... Not really sure if that's a proper, accurate measurement on, like, how much experience I have with this game. When I get the chance, I'll definitely cram some attack speed on this setup. Really? None of these are for me. Or they are. Some of them are. All of them? I don't know. I don't know how loot works. And that's okay. Oh, hi. Oh, God. That thing is dead, but horrifying looking. You know, I always feel bad in games like this for kind of how the game's... Jeez, that is... So, like... Oh, that would be an interesting game to play. I don't think there'd be a way to do it well. Okay, so I always feel bad about games like this. Because you have these, like, worlds that almost immediately get, like, super boned because of blank. Let's get the Iron Scale boots. I might be able to use that. Bright items are yours. Darker items are not. Darker items that aren't picked up shortly become free to grab. Okay. But, like, so this world is nice and good and whatever, and then, you know, some eldritch ritual fucks it up. The thing that always, like, gets me is just, how do the animals survive, like, the post-apocalypse? Like, in Dark Souls, what the hell do people eat? I guess they drink Estus, but, like, that can't be nutritious. I guess they're undead. and I probably shouldn't be, like, applying much science to any of this. But I always, like, feel just kind of weird for whatever local, like, wildlife there is. Let's see. Current party. Short allocation. Oh, I see. Well, let's go into the Dread Thicket and see how it is. But, like, I don't know. It's probably, like, one of the more useless, meaningless things to think about, but, like, games like Dark Souls and this, like, society gets super screwed over. What do people eat? What do they eat? Where do the animals go? How do the animals even, like, ever come back? I was kind of appreciating that in Metro, that they've kind of, like, made an attempt at addressing, like, how you have food at this point. Dreadthick isn't actually the way forward, it's just good EXP. Hey, I'm mostly here for EXP. That's an achievement for full clear. Figured as much. And one of the problems is, I specifically, my build exists for large groups of enemies, and since, the other group is, well, the other group, this, like, whole group kills everything individually, I actually don't get to fire off my Sunder the way I want it to. That's okay. Let's see. Nope, damn it. I saw the red eyes and I'm like, oh, that's a health bar. That's not a health bar. Does the health bar only exist? No, I don't know. I was gonna be like, does the health bar only exist for when they've taken damage? That's actually, oh, that's annoying. Because, yeah, that makes it a lot harder for the initial strikes, because that's why I keep accidentally hitting Acleon's minions. Because I really can't tell. Maybe I should just go back and roll Minion Master over, and I don't have time for that. It'd be neat. I should have rolled Minion Master. I knew. See, I wouldn't even have to do shit if I rolled Minion Master. It'd just be like, well, alright. Dunzo. It's a silver coin. I have no idea. Let's see. No, we don't want the Steel Greaves. We want, are there... There've gotta be, like, sets of items that have, 4 things connected. Because if I could get, like, 2 green and 2 red connected all at once, that'd be absolutely amazing. But the chances of me finding that specific setup is fairly rare. At some point, probably. Was that was said? I have to decide which Minion Master I'd want to be. No, that's true. Hello. Oh, interesting. One of the little random maps. Alright, screw it. Let's go. I do like the use of procedural generation in this game. The maps are short, so it doesn't really feel like it's overdone. Admittedly, all the maps just feel kind of samey after a while, but at least the tile set changes fairly often. Let's see, Ancient Sword. Oh, I need that Ancient Sword. Oh, that doesn't work with Sunder though. That sucks. Because, yeah, well, I might be able to put Sunder in there. But I might not be able to use Sunder, Mace, Axe, or Staff. Because, yeah, that's almost the sword that I could use. But it's a sword. If it was anything else, I'd be super happy. Oh, well. Actually, even with a summoner with pretty crappy zombie AI, you need to do things like summon. SRS to make the zombies target the SRS. Huh. Well. Yeah, that's an axe. That's probably going to come in handy. I assume somebody dropped that one for me. Oh, that's a two-hander. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that. I guess I could go two-hander, but then I lose my tower shield. Then again, maybe I don't need the tower shield. Yeah, ultimately, I'm perfectly happy with being a Sunder fighter. I mean, I just rolled through that wave, no problem. It's just a matter of, I will whine about everything. Well, while they fight stuff off, our queen has demanded we look for the gems of our salvation. We see ourselves reflected in those facets, twisted beyond recognition. Orb of fusing. Let's see. Any of these specifically stand out as something I need? The answer is not really. The Brigandine could be useful, but I think my inventory is full. Well, after the Dread thicket, I'm probably just gonna get out of here. It makes it look like the strapped mitts are good for what I want, but that socket is wrong. Let's just get out of here. I don't care that much. Okay, SRS is Summon Raging Spirits. Gotcha. Yeah, see, I've never even touched Witch. I have no idea how they work. Oops. There's my speed boost. I just want to make sure everything's dead. Seeing as we're here, we might as well get the, achievement. I guess I'm probably the only person in this party that doesn't have it. Happens. I don't think I've gotten it yet. I'm just gonna look around and see. It's gotta be some, like, corner critter. Be nice if I could pan the map around. Maybe I have gotten the achievement, I just haven't even noticed. How do I tell? Well, you know what? I'm gonna wait for a bit. Might as well level up. I was going for that jewel. Okay, so... Man, I don't even remember. Okay, you killed the last one. Good. Where am I in this? So we got this one. We need to get ambidexterity, I believe. And that's where it stops. Yeah, I guess we might as well go for ambidexterity. Oh, Steam Overlay will tell me if I got it. One of a kind. No, I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get it. Oh well, don't care. Because, yeah, my most recent achievement looks to be one of a kind for equipping a unique item or something. Yeah, we can force a new instance, but it's also one of those that if I actually cared about achievements, I'd probably just go focus on it specifically alone so I can make sure of everything. I'm mostly just here for progress and making it to the end of the game.